I had normally see every MCU movie in theaters, with my dad and stuff, um, or just my family in general or whatever. But this was actually the first MCU movie since 2014 I haven't seen in theaters. Okay, and yeah, that's saying something. I just really had no interest in this movie, and I'm glad it was on Disney Plus because now after seeing it, I can see why. And yeah, all my expectations were proven in this movie. And is this movie terrible? No, it's not, to be honest. But is it good? Absolutely not. It's like a 5 out of 10 movie. Slightly, it's an average movie. Maybe a little 5.3 out of 10. That's my final verdict of this movie. It's very, very little above average. Okay, let me explain. The story itself is very generic, very weird. I mean, not weird, but just why. And also it's very generic, just having this end of the world premise. Another thing is, if you have this end of the world premise, have some type of twist. Like the Celestials, make them more of a threat. They honestly don't feel like a threat, but make them more of a threat. The characters also, they're actually kind of interesting. I would love to see all of them get their own movie or Disney Plus show, like a short 5-episode, 4-episode Disney Plus show. It doesn't have to be like a 6-episode or more. It just has to be short, And Gilgamesh and Athena were good. Druig and I forgot the other character's name, Makari or something. They were good. Those are the good ones, okay? Those should have had Gilgamesh and Athena combined should have had one show, and same as Druig and Makari. While Icarus was very boring, he still felt half asleep throughout the movie, and yeah, Salma Hayek as what's her name? I forgot. This movie's kind of forgettable, even though I saw it yesterday on Disney Plus. Ajax, yeah, she's kind of forgettable. She's also barely in the movie. Not interesting. Cersei's kind of half asleep throughout the movie, makes some dumb decisions, doesn't give information to her team and stuff like that. I don't know. Kit Harington as Dane Whitman or something, I think that's his name. I mean, in my opinion, the casting isn't bad, it's just the script doesn't utilize them. I guess the casting is bad in some cases, like Icarus and stuff, because, he is half asleep throughout the movie, yeah. Kit Harington wasn't that bad in the movie. Also, Sprite, the actress for her, wasn't that bad, but I don't know, some scenes did feel like, yeah, you can tell it's a kid actor, you know what I mean? Like, the acting chops weren't there. But overall, it was honestly not bad, though. Fasto, Stab wasn't a bad character, in my opinion. He did a very cheesy one-liners in the movie, but overall, he wasn't that bad. He was more interesting compared to some of the other characters. Yeah. Also, the fight scenes are terrible. To be honest, they're pretty bad. The music choice is really bad. Like in the end fight scene, no spoilers, but what happens is every time everyone fights, there's decent music, but then when Makari comes out, it's just weird, Wonder Woman type of rock music or something, and it just does not match at all. Especially when you transition from one song to the next, it's not a good transition. It's just straight up, oh yeah, Athena's fighting this person. Guess what? All of a sudden, Makari comes in, bam, has that music. Another thing is, would the Celestials make these beings like this and then have one super powerful one, aka Icarus, instead of make them all super powerful? That just doesn't make sense to me. And yeah, another thing is, this movie, the fight scenes, they do hold back a lot. There's a part where Icarus, the spoilers right here, okay, near the end of the movie, but Icarus ends up holding Druig up in the air, and what happens is he throws him and then uses his laser beam at his chest, which by that part in the movie, Druig has his armor on and stuff, which didn't make sense. What should have happened was Icarus should have grabbed Druig and lasered his brains out right there. Would have been a brutal death scene, would have been very cool, would have been very dark, it would have gave more stakes and stuff, you know. Yeah, and what else? Yeah, a lot of the fight scenes are just very between human on human are very they're very PG. I don't know, they're very PG. I do like the one with Gilgamesh. Like, every time they fight a deviant, the fight scene is not bad. The deviants are the worst villain in the MCU, easily though. No personality, no, their motive, you don't care about them because they don't get humanized enough, you know. And you might be like, why would you humanize an alien? Well, guess what? That's how you feel for them. Look at District 9. You know what I mean? You actually felt for the aliens because they were humanized, had good character development. But this, they didn't. So you just didn't give a shit. So yeah. But when Gilgamesh, spoilers, when Gilgamesh died, yeah, those scenes are fairly brutal. They're not brutal, but they're fairly brutal compared to the human on human action, you know what I mean? Where there's like no blood, there's no anything. But the deviants versus the humans are still kind of boring fight scenes, but like at least there's some more blood and guts, I guess, you know? Like they at least show more of the action instead of trying to hide it, you know, keep it PG-13 or whatever. So yeah. Another thing is these characters, they needed more. Look at the original Avengers movie. They gave them most of them, their own movie. At least the important ones, like the ones that have the most screen time in the Avengers movie, like Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor and Hulk. Mainly Captain America and Iron Man. That's why Icarus and should have had his own movie. Icarus and Cersei, and Ajax also. You know, I don't know, just the main characters, the main people in the group should have had their own movies, or Disney Plus shows, like I said earlier, Gilgamesh, Athena, Disney Plus, Makari, Droog, Disney Plus. It didn't have like Fastos and Sprite hop into them for a bit, you know, have Icarus, Ajax, Cersei have one movie together, you know. Yeah, it would be great. You know, it would have been great. You would have really known the characters better, and also during those times when if they mentioned deviants in them, it would also flesh out the deviants more or celestials more. So yeah. Also, the exposition in this movie is really boring. So yeah. The only reason why I give it a 5.3 or whatever is because some action scenes with the deviants versus the humans are good. And the story was, you know what, now I kind of want to lower my score, 5 out of 10, you know. I'm just trying to be nice to this movie, to be honest. It's just, I do like some of the conversations between some of the individual characters and stuff. So yeah, that's one good thing. Oh, also, the pacing is not that bad in the movie, but I do think the movie is too long. It should have been like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something way less than what it is right now. Right now the movie is like 2 hour 30 minutes, I think. You know, let me Google it. Yeah, 2 hour 37 minutes. It should have been like 2 hour 10 minutes, 2 hours 15 minutes, way less. There's some parts in the movie where I just don't care about because, you know, they're just, you don't care about because they just feel like they're just there to pad out the movie. Yeah, the exposition in the beginning of the movie, like how Star Wars has, was not done well because the music in that scene was also really boring. So it was literally speedrunning it and then skipping to the next reading part and stuff like that. You know, that's what I like about streaming. I watch the movie, but if I'm done reading it, I can just skip forward to the next part of the text or whatever and then read that. Yeah, overall this movie is just very disappointing, and it's the first MCU movie that's not good. You know, it's not terrible, but it's not good. Would I recommend you watch it? Only if you're super drunk and bored, I guess. I don't know. If I were you, you can just watch a recap online and then call it a day. Because this movie also doesn't really add that important stuff to the MCU, in my opinion, at least. You know, and I am curious about the future, but not of the Eternals, but of Kit Harington's character, because spoilers, in the post-credit scene there's Blade, his voice, right? And that's what I'm excited about. The only problem is they're not making it rated R, most likely, which does suck. But overall, that's the thing I'm interested in. That's about it, and bye.